Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Excuse me. I'm gonna talk about BJJ, even though I'm going to karate. I want to talk about. There's a lot of things I do good in jiu-jitsu, which is I drop my weight. I'm patient. I look for opportunities and I kind of slither my way. I don't rush when somebody is trying to out wrestle me or out muscle me. It's not too many people that can just straight out muscle me just because of my size and my remaining strength, but they can kind of catch me when I overcommit. There's a lot of things I feel I do good. I'm kind of patient but assertive. I look for opportunities. I incorporate my other styles in jiu-jitsu. I did what is called a kubiwa, which is one of the 9 throws of funakoshi. And I did it on somebody, and I swept him off his feet, and I felt pretty good. So I felt pretty good. Things that I always struggle with is my cardio. I had gastric bypass 15 years ago. Granted, it don't look like it today, but at the time. But one thing about gastric bypass, it limits your air consumption. So I have to breathe, because I have a slightly smaller stomach than most. I have to breathe more and faster to maintain air. So if you put any type of severe pressure on my stomach, I gas out. It's like having a pillow slightly over your face. I gas out and I get tired. My big thing is I get tired. If I had half the endurance that I did maybe 12 years ago, I think I'll be a higher up blue belt than I am. But my cardio is it struggles. I do good framing. I frame pretty well. I don't give you easy. You're gonna have to really move quick and fast to catch me once you have side control at the top. But jiu-jitsu is half strength, half technique, and a lot of cardio. And at this point, at 46, I struggle with my cardio. Plus, I have injuries, but anybody can go to and say, well, I got injuries, back injuries, shoulders injuries. And I do. But my pride not going to take that as, oh, give it to me, because nobody cares. If you compete in a championship that, you got bad knees, bad shoulders, bad everything, it's what you can do or what you cannot do. So I have the same mentality as what I can do and what I can't do. So I struggle with my cardio. I say that's my biggest thing. I struggle with my cardio. I gas out after, let's say, 1 match or 2 matches. Right now it's allergy season, so I'm already breathing through my mouth and not as much in my nose. So I gas out. I forget stuff that I already know. For instance, if somebody's side control, you try to shrimp out so you can go in half guard, and then from there you try to get close guard. Then you can either do a lasso, or if you can get them on their feet, you try to get them. I can't think of the terminology right now, but I know what it is. Or if I'm careful, I can get you an X guard. Those are things that I kind of know. But when you're in the middle of rolling, you kind of forget things. You kind of, and then on top of that, people just ain't gonna let you learn what you learn in the training, and you drill it, and then when you roll it, they gonna let you get that very thing because that's what you've been training, so they can kind of see it coming. So sometimes there's submissions like I should not let myself get into, like I should be able to I should be able to see it coming and not let it go on me, but I do. So it's a lot of me working, and then a lot of my mindset is, hey, I'm just working on exercise, learn drill, and try to keep me capable of going, using it in the streets if I have to, or work if I have to. But I don't necessarily go like, hey, I'm going to roll and I'm going to give this person everything I'm going to do like it's a tournament. And sometimes that mess you up because you don't have that same rush. That same rush. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not trying to overcommit, because a lot of times when you really try hard and you get defeated, you get frustrated very easily. I have a person right now who had to step away from jiu-jitsu for about 3 years due to family health issues, and he's trying to come back, and he's trying to start where he left off, and he's a little bit older, and he gained a little bit of weight like I did during COVID time, and he's a little bit frustrated. And jiu-jitsu is a very frustrating, humbling, man, I think I'm gonna quit this after you get in class and get submitted, and then sometimes you get submitted by a white belt, so you're like, man, do I really can hang? Do I really? Maybe it's time for me to give it up. Like I can't hang, and that's okay. Jiu-jitsu is one of the hardest sports that you constantly gotta test to see where you at. It will constantly challenge to see where your skill level is. If you think you a bad person and you think you can fight, or you can wrestle, jiu-jitsu gonna make sure to see if you can or you cannot, if you all mouth or you can really do your thing. That is what the power of jiu-jitsu is, because after 20 minutes of drills, 10 minutes of cardio, 10 minutes of doing all type of situation drills, then you gotta do about 20 minutes of rolling, and that is physically hard. That is so hard. So when BJJ, and I sometimes I wish BJJ wasn't so cocky, but I can understand why they're so cocky, because it is one of the rare sports where you test to see how good you are. And if you put in the time and you put in the work, you can be very good. And if you know jiu-jitsu, you can take down almost any person with it. That is the great thing about jiu-jitsu. You can take down any person. Now, not all. I know some karate practitioners you're not going to be able to take down because they will kick your head off. And guess what? There's there's other styles that do um, physical contact. BJJ think they like the originator of all grappling arts, and they just one of several. So, and then in karate and in Japanese jiu-jitsu, it came from from Japanese karate and jiu-jitsu. And then the Japanese said, and then the Gracies took it and ran with it. So it kind of bothers me sometimes. Jiu-jitsu, like, well, they the originator. They master it. They have showed you how dominant it is, and even though it's shown in the UFC, like the Gracie's first 1 and 2, well, it's easy to take down people if you don't practice it. It's easy to do that. But now everybody cross trained. I've trained many styles, and they all of them got some type of grappling program to incorporate in their style. So you may do a single leg takedown, but other people do single leg takedown too, and they know how to get out of it and get back to their fighting game. So that's the one thing I wish jiu-jitsu should understand, that it's one of these top 5 by far. But there's other styles that's just as good in what they do. But anyway, I digress. Jiu-jitsu is great. I'm getting older, but I'm getting, I'm staying relatively okay. I have my days I know my limits physically. Some days I take it personal, I lose, and some days I'm like, okay. For me, yesterday was a good day. I won more matches than I lost. I think I lost 1 out of 4. But I really kind of pushed myself, saying, you know what, Andrew, you go ahead. You can see what you can do. So I can turn it on a little bit when I want to. But I have my days, like everybody. So it's no different than Tom Brady in his 40s. He had his good days, and then he had his bad days. But I'm not supposed to master. The older I get, I'm supposed to get a little bit less. So I still feel happy that I'm competitive. So, all right, have a good one.